I'm so excited that I cannot sit anymore. So I'm standing and doing the interview and just I'm reaching 100th mom, and this excitement. I'm setting up, everything is setting up. Facebook is already live, but I'm setting it up. And all right, we're almost there. Come on. I'm reaching 100th. All right, you can see that echo, which I've not been able to figure it out how to stop that in so many interviews. So, 95th mom, can you imagine all of you? We've reached 95th mom. Lots of ups and downs, lots of stories, lots of things happening, and we did it. And I always say we did it because we are going to do this together. We are, as 100 moms, are going to hold hands, hold each other's dreams, hold this dream of this book, and one day hold the book and launch it in person with me, which is my latest project. So, thanks, Shellyann. Just love your enthusiasm always. So Shellyann is our 95th mom, and I welcome her because these last five are the last five moms countdown, and every mom is going to celebrate and say yay with me. Doing this, Shellyann, welcome to the book and welcome to meeting these 100 moms across the world. You'll get to be there with them and join the book and do the book with them. I welcome you, and please, as I always say, moms who live their story tell their story the best. Let's start with your journey, Shellyann, and then we will move forward of you being a mom, and then what do you think of the book and self-portrait, and what do you feel about it, and then your dream. So please accept this wholehearted love from all of us for you, and we are very glad you are here. And please tell us a story till here, Shellyan's journey till here, and we'll move forward from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sheikha, for all that you do for creating these, and to all your amazing, amazing moms. Congratulations. You all are amazing just for being yourself. I know sometimes we don't credit ourselves as moms for all that we do enough.
Right.
So I want to take this opportunity to thank all you moms out there. You guys are incredible. And let me tell you, being a mom is the hardest thing you could do, but the most rewarding and the most fulfilling.
Absolutely.
So my journey actually started, so you see, first and foremost, you see my nice glasses here? It's not because of anything, it's because once there's light, I have to wear the glasses because I got severely burned at a young age, at the tender age of 24. Yep. So before I start that, let me take you back to my life before my accident. So I was living life to the fullest. Let me tell you, I was working at my dream job. I was always goal-oriented. So when my friends were up partying and stuff, I would be at home studying and stuff like that. I just wanted to, I used to always like science. I always wanted to work in that field. That was my passion, my purpose. And from a young age, I decided that I wanted to work in the field of science because it just used to drive me. Like I used to just get excited by it, right? So I was more focused on getting my career in the field of science. So I remember this one particular morning. So actually, just before that, I grew up in an amazing household with two wonderful parents, and I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, and then I moved to Canada at the tender age of 7, and life was just amazing and beautiful. Like I had all the opportunities possible, and very supportive parents. So I had a wonderful upbringing that I'm so thankful for. And life always throws these twists and turns at you just when you're at the height of everything. So I was actually at the tender age of 24. I was working at my dream job when I thought that yes, I finally made it. I worked so hard, and then life happened. I remember on April 4th, 2008. It was a regular morning. I woke up at 4 a.m. to make breakfast for my dad, and got up and did all the usual stuff. Got ready, went to the bus, and for this particular morning, I was just observing everything around me, right? And I remember I was going late. Running a little late, but I used to form a relationship, like just hi, hello, and talk to the bus driver and everybody. Like I was always just a happy-go-lucky person, just in general. So I was actually, so the bus was actually leaving, and then he saw me, so he stopped. So I hopped on the bus, and a few steps down, my friend hopped on as well too. And it was not her regular time or so to come on the bus, but she hopped on, and we had this amazing conversation all the way to downtown Toronto. And I just remember that particular morning, just looking around at everything, observing how the people were standing, holding the rails, and just like everything I was noticing. Just how the clouds were at the morning because it was a little cloudy morning, but then the sun was coming in. So it was like all these little details, but I didn't really realize why I was doing it. I was doing it subconsciously.
Right.
And it's been almost 14 years now. And so I went to work, was a busy morning in the lab, and now it was time to put this product that I made and during the morning to put it together. And there was the light in the fume hood blew, and I got severely burnt on my face, neck, chest, arms, and hands.
Right.
And I remember at that moment, that particular moment, I just started to feel like my eyes were burning. My skin was itching so much. So I told my supervisor I wanted to stop working. She's like, "Oh no, we have to get this done. Please continue, please continue." Keep in mind, we know sometimes as women, we know what is right for us, but we listen to that outside force. That could be, for me, it was my supervisor. It could be our in-laws. It could be our husband. It could be someone else that we know that it is wrong, but yet still we still give it. And this is a point that I have to make about women. We need to stand up and trust our gut because we know what is best for us. And I remember just she was just telling me, "Oh, continue, continue." I knew that I had to get these products out because um, they were waiting for these shipments. So I went. I continued to work, and then I could just remember that my skin was just feeling like it was coming off. So I stopped one time and I went to the washroom and I decided to. I told her that I had to leave because I wasn't feeling well. Now I started to get nauseous and everything like that. So I decided to leave and go home.
Yep.
Thankfully, I did what I did, and everything from that moment was blurry.
Mm.
So I went home and I went into a warm shower. I can't remember the ride home because I was feeling so sick. And I remember going home and putting on the shower and letting the water fall on top of me. But I literally felt like my skin was coming off. My eyes were melting. That's how I felt. It was excruciating pain. Thankfully, my dad was home at the time. I said, "Dad, I need to go to the emergency right away." And we lived a block from the hospital. So we went to the emergency and they just rushed me in right away and started to cool me down. From that moment, that summer, I started to see less and less.
Mm.
Remember at the time, I was only 24. I was in the midst of preparing for marriage as well.
Right.
At that time, I had my whole life. Now, keep in mind, 24 years old. And I know if I live until 84, that is 60 years of my life. How was I going to live the rest of my life now?
Right.
And I remember going to 19 doctors that summer, each of them telling me, "Shelly, you would never be able, there's nothing that we could do to save your eyesight." And I remember just every time that doctor tell me that, I started to feel less. And like I just started, like a part of me just continued to die inside. And thankfully, I have an amazing boyfriend at the time, and he used to encourage me. He was there every single weekend, almost every single day, coming to encourage me. My friends were the most amazing friends. They had a baby, a little baby. I'm only a few months old. They used to spend every weekend with me. We used to go show shopping, anything that I wanted to do. They supported me. And it's
Right.
important to remember when you're going through a difficult time, you have to have that support.
Right.
Reach out. If you know another mom who's going through a difficult time, please reach out because us women together, coming together, we don't have to bash one another. We have to come together and support each other. That's when we shine the most. And for me, I had my amazing friends who supported me, and thankfully, because of them, I am where I am today. And I remember waking up at the one morning, late summer, and as soon as I woke up, I remember everything was just pitch black, like just dark, dark, dark. and I wanted to know, like, okay, probably it's still nighttime. So I walked over to the window and I opened it. When I opened the window, I felt the rays of the sun hit my face. When that happened, I knew at that moment that's when I lost my eyesight completely. But keep in mind, over the summer, I contacted the Canadian National Institute for the Blind, and they came home and they helped me navigate because you know what? In case, because every day I was seeing less and less, in case if I lost my eyesight, I wanted to be prepared. I
Right.
didn't want to be lost. So I knew how to move around, like when someone is talking to me, so I don't look awkward, or so I face forward, and how to hold my hand when I'm walking, and lots of other things, how to differentiate colors and everything like that. And in that moment, I remember the sun hitting my face, and I just remember just starting to cry. And now I had to go back to the bed because I just wanted to lie down and process this all. I remember walking towards the bed and I knocked down the glass beside me and the clock and went back into my bed, lie down, and just tears started to flow. It felt like eternity for me at that moment.
Right.
And I remember just turning around, but it was just a few minutes. I remember turning around, my pillow was drenched with tears. And that's when I knew I had to make a decision on how I was going to live the rest of my life. At that moment, I chose to walk in faith and not by sight. We all have those moments that change our life, that define us for who we are and where we're going. And for me, in that moment, I decided to live life to the fullest, regardless of my limitations or whatever circumstances it may be. Keep in mind, I was only 24 years old. I
Yeah.
had dreams, I had goals, but I lost my independence, I lost my eyesight. At that time, my hands were in a fist because everything got burnt and fused together. Miraculously, after having my baby in the hospital, 3 days after, my hands opened.
Right.
But what happened was, in that moment, I decided to live life to the fullest. Keep in mind, I was terrified to get married now, to start a family, because I didn't know how that was going to happen. But what happened was, gradually over the next few months, I decided if the doctors cannot heal me, I'm going to heal myself.
Right.
I don't know how, what. So that's where my journey of meeting all these amazing souls who are healers and stuff. I got connected with the right people, and thankfully, I have not seen my eyes as yet, but I know one day I will. But in the meantime, it's knowing that all will be well regardless. And I started to explore new avenues, especially when we're going through a difficult time. We limit ourselves. We don't know, we always look at a closed door, right? We
Right.
have to focus on one thing positive and how we're going to move forward, right?
Right.
For me, that was, I started because I was so full of joy and light and colors. I love colors. And I didn't know how I was going to express myself.
Hmm.
So thankfully, I don't know where it came from. I was just having a conversation with my friend, and she asked, Shelly, if you could do anything, what would it be? I said I wanted to paint.
Right.
So I started painting. Keep in mind, at the time when I was painting, I was never an artist before. As I told you, I was a scientist. So I couldn't even hold a paintbrush in my hand. So I started painting with my knuckles. I painted after my, started painting after my accident. So I was horrible. So at first, when you're starting anything, any goal, any dreams, or anything, you'll be horrible at first, but you got to put in the time and effort. And I spent 4 years in my studio. So this is actually something what it looked like before my painting.
Hmm.
So it came a long way, and this is
Come a long
what it
way.
looks like today.
Oh, absolutely, we've come a long way. And a few things here. One, I was very joyful. I don't believe you're not joyful today. I absolutely feel every time, like I spoke to you, your enthusiasm to embrace, I was a stranger calling you saying that, Shellyann, I want you in my book, to embrace it with full faith, so full trust, full joy, not questioning, coming spontaneously. For me, you are full of joy. You should not say I was full of joy, because your joy is very contagious, Shellyann. And I am just sent a request to all the 100 moms to come and join in. But I think in India it's dinner time and people are at work. But I will make sure everybody drops in, because you have a message for the world. You have the message for the world that joy doesn't like go away. If you're joyful truly, it doesn't go away no matter what happens, and that's That's why that page in this book is going to be like one of the most loved pages, because you're going to inspire many of us. And it's not because there's some accidents that's happened to you. It's just the way you're embracing life, Shillian. It's just the way you're getting excited. I cannot tell, and I must say this in my interview, that she was so excited for all the moms just before this, that they're going to be in the book as much as she was for herself, and as much as she was that, wow, there are 100 stories. And everybody knows we've had range of stories, from childhood abuse to violence to marital, and even success stories, from being scientists, comedian moms, moms who are actors, moms who are Air Force officers in India, first batch of Air Force officers. We've had Olympians. We've had all kinds of moms. Wilma, my heart is full as well, and thank you for dropping in. And I am, she's in comments, she's one of the mums. But we have everybody in this book together, and all the shades. And you're an artist, and all the shades. And I call them shades of mothers. I don't, slowly, even I learned that in spite of being working with mothers as a photographer, the judgment still comes on yourself, on others. This is a right mom, this is not a right mom, this is okay, and everything is dissolved, because everybody, I just call them shades of mothers. They're just different shades of mothers, bringing different intensity, different hues, different saturations. But everybody is, and being a mom is just not being a mom. And thank you for bringing that joy and inspiring the world. And I'm going to see your journey unfold here, because I always say this, like, I was doing this 100 days, 100 moms, and I told you that my son got burned, 2-year old, by putting tea on his face when I was doing the 75th interview. And I lived that. And when I was in the hospital, I used to say, when he was screaming away, and I had to do this 20 days, and good, he's okay, and he recovered. Yeah, and but I used to sit there, and I used to be when he used to be screaming away, trying to do the bandages, and I used to sit there, and I had lived 75 stories of mothers by then, and mothers who sat with 18 surgeries for their children, mothers who tried to save their children when they were told they will not survive anymore, and they made sure they survived. Not only survived, they thrived. There's stories like that, and when I was holding him there, I used to say, if these moms can do it, so can I. You know, and after that, more stories have come in, and now you are here, and the same theme will keep going. If each of these moms can do it, so can I. And there are mothers who are giving up. There are mothers who, sometimes just don't know what to do, because there's so much happening. And all they need to know is that there are mothers who are trying to move forward. They are, because just being a mom is a lot. A lot goes on onto your body, onto your mind, and then raising children, and then children, it's a good 20-year project minimum. It's a minimum 20-year project. It's not that project that's going to go away. Mother's heart will always remain, but at least the project takes about 15, 20 years for it to start showing light, and you're always doubting yourself, you're always thinking you're not good enough. And then this book comes out to tell the world that, one, let's celebrate a mom. Two, they are bringing their stories, and that's why they are the kind of mom they are, right? Stop judging them. And three, there are a lot of moms who still shine, who still walk with their head up in spite of what's happening. So that's the book that you're part of, and I am. It's a big honor. And
Something you mentioned is that I did not speak about yet. It's that I am a mom. I am a mom of a boy.
That's the next question. That's my next question of taking you, as and we have bonus moms. We don't call stepmoms here, because I said, it reminds me of the childhood stories of all the horrible things that crooked nose stepmom did to the children. So we said we're going to drop that word, and then we started calling them bonus moms. So yes, you're a mom. So we have bonus moms, we have single moms, we have family mom, we have all kinds of moms, and you're yet a mom. So we will take your journey as a mom. So let's start from the point. Yes, from that to this, which is background, you've come a long way in your painting career, and I've seen your work as well. And I was chucked out of the School of Art a long time back. I tried before I became a photographer, but That's a different story. That's a different story. I was meant to do art through fingers, just quick fingers, not meant to sit down for long. So I really admire that you can be at it for very long and bring this out. But let's take your journey as a mom, and let's start from the point you've had your baby. Now from there, let's go ahead from. And what's your son's
Yeah.
name?
So when I found out that
Your son's name
so when
again?
I found out that I was
Sorry,
pregnant, Nathan. So
Nathan.
when I found out that I was pregnant, just imagine being blind, right? Being blind, my hands were in a fist, and I wanted to be that mom, that hands-on mom, right? So when I tell you that it was a terrifying experience, listen, it was a terrifying experience. So thankfully, when I went to my gynecologist and she asked, so we just started to talk and stuff, and she's like, then she told me about her friend who is also blind, and she's a professor at a university, and she has 3 kids. So
Wow.
that actually motivated me more. And when I tell you, people have been a part of my journey that always, they're just support. It's been incredible, right? And so she told me that, so I got a little more excited about it. But like I never know at that time how I was going to feed my baby, how I was going to hold the baby because I didn't have my hands. I wanted to put on clothes for the baby, but I didn't know how. I didn't know if I was having a boy or girl. And I remember the time that when I was actually had a long labor, and when the baby finally came out, and she put the baby on top of my stomach, she's like, "Oh, it's a boy." Well, I started to cry, and I was like so shocked. And I remember going back into the room a few hours later, and my husband had to feed the baby because I couldn't even hold the bottle.
Right.
So remember, as a mom, not having to do these little tasks, like it kind of breaks you inside. But
Right.
I knew that regardless, this baby is into the world, and I will find a way to take care of this baby.
Right.
And thankfully, within 2 days, my hands miraculously opened at the hospital. Since then, I was able to take care of my baby 24 hours up till this day. I used to wake up every night as a baby for 2 years. My baby, he had colic, and you name it, he had it. He was feeding, and you name it, he had it.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
terrible two
Yeah.
years, right?
The second one is like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and getting up all night, and if he's sleeping now, because right after I had my baby, 2 of my friends' kids passed away.
Right.
One from SID, and the other one from sudden infant death syndrome, and the other one was from heart failure. So that in itself put a scare on me. So I would get up all the time. As soon as I fall asleep, get up to make sure that he's okay. So even that, as moms, like we're so terrified about all the little things.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
being a blind mom, I wanted to make sure that my son was not missing out. Like I had to find, it was a little more difficult for me. And as he gets older and he's more inquisitive, I had to find ways that I could keep him interactive. So I was a stay-at-home mom, as well as building up my career as a motivational speaker, as well as an artist. So I had to try to keep him involved all the time. Now just before school, now he's 4 years old. So just before school, I had to prepare him. Now I had to let him learn to ride and find unique ways on how could I teach my son how to ride? How could I teach my son how to read? Even though I cannot see to read, or even though that I cannot write, see what he's doing, but teach him, give him the tools that he needs. And thankfully, he's been really good. So just
But
finding unique ways of
what
how
a
to raise
beautiful
him.
story. What a beautiful story of a mother, the miraculous hands opening up. And I must tell everybody how I found her. I was just watching a documentary, and I was telling her I don't know how I managed to watch that documentary live, and that too for 2 hours while my kids were still doing something, and I kept on giving them something or the other to do, and I'm like, no, I need to finish this. And I was just like, it's been long that I've sat down and finished something. I must do it, and something was drawing me to this. And generally, I miss the reminders, but just coincidentally, I switched on and they're like, oh, it's just live in 2 minutes. I was like, okay, I meant to see this, I'll go. And there I see her. And the minute I saw her in my book. I saw Shellyann in my book. And the first thing that came into my mind was, I hope she is a mom because she can't be in my book. She's not a mom because maybe I'll do some future book and she will be in that. But I hope she's a mom. And then the next was your husband and your child's, next clip was of your husband and your child in the movie. And I'm like, yes, she's a mom. And I immediately messaged her just a few days back and I said, Shellyann, this is the thing. We spoke. She was very open and very warm about it. And now I didn't even know the story of the fist opening. And now you know why universe put you, because your story, more than your losing your eyesight, was this fist opening to the mother. And when the universe aligned, then the mother wants it, anything can happen. Like anything can happen. And that's why you're in this book, Shellyann. More than a painter, more than a story of losing your eyesight, you're here because miraculously your body just did not give up. And she said, I want to hold my child. And the hands opened up, right? And your child, like your child, again, a lot of stories are there here where the child has changed mother's life totally in a good way, and he gave you the brush, he gave you, you know, the ability to hold the brush back, and that's the gift he brought back. That's why he came, so that, you know, the whole urge of wanting to hold him will make your fist open, and you don't have to paint with your knuckles, and now you're painting with brushes, I know, and you can unbelievable. It's this.
Oh,
As I'm saying, that you have a beautiful story to share, and this gives even more faith to a mom because you just have the power. You know, we just have to align ourselves to that, and we don't need any outer validation of what all we can do once we have that ancient pulse inside of us of a mom. Because I always say dinosaurs also had a mom. So it's an ancient pulse that comes into our tummy right there, and we just have to align ourselves to that. So
and
now
it's
there's
the
a
greatest gift being a mom. It's the blessing beyond blessing. Yes, it's a lot of work. Yes, I understand, but it's the greatest blessing. It's, you know, like having him. It's, I can honestly say it's my greatest blessing. All the stuff that I have, all the painting, all everything that I did, it's nothing compared to my greatest joy is having that son and being able to raise him. To me, like that is my greatest accomplishment in life, and I think it will always continue to be him. Being able to raise him.
Absolutely. And I also remember waking up every night with my older one for the first time. And I did not understand it till my ninth month. I'd reached the ninth month and I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm just waking up to check him. And I had this weird thing saying that every time he opened his eyes, he should see me. Unless I realized that I was caught, I was missing my mom. And I think I one day I woke up and she was not there anymore. So I was trying to live you know, that part, and it took me some time to understand it, but I understood it, and I realized that I need to stop doing that, and he can open his eyes to just the wall, or he can open his eyes to just a room and then call me, and it's going to be all fine. So all of us have stories that we carry when we are with the children, and we'll always feel we've not done enough. No matter what we do, we'll always feel we've not done enough. We can do better. I don't know if it's the right thing because the project takes 20 years, I told you, to show up exactly what happened and what all we did. So it's a long wait. So now I'm giving you another challenge of self-portrait. This book is called 100 Self-Portrait, 100 Dreams. You're going to decide how your picture looks, and you're going to curate that picture because you're beautifully talented artist and exactly what you want your picture. So we're going to be really looking forward to, because this book will have stories. It'll not have only your face. It'll have stories to tell. And I'm going to be waiting for your story and a new challenge being given through me to now express yourself through a self-portrait, and what that's going to be. I'll be there to help you because I'm helping many moms, and it's a very tough thing for mothers to actually show up in front of the camera and say, that's a story. It's very difficult to express themselves visually. So what do you feel about that?
Perfect. Count me in.
I know you're already in, and I'm doing a lot of self-portrait workshops right now where we are discovering all our limiting beliefs around our image, etc. We'll all have to drop that, step in to inspire, because that page is not no more your story. It's no more a story that you lived or you're trying to talk about. Oh, I am like this. It's going to be a story that will inspire some other Shellyann, some other Shikha, some other Wilma, some other Debbie, some other Francis, who's really dying to see, and they say, if they can do it, so can I. So I'm glad you're excited about that. Let's move on to asking what your dream is, Shellyann. What's your dream? Because the book is called 100 Self-Portrait, 100 Dreams. And I'm claiming that all these 100 dreams will come soon or true very soon once it's in the book. So,
My dream and my goal is actually I'm living it right now. It's to embrace each day to the fullest, regardless, to love life, to live, to truly live your life. And one thing that this pandemic have taught us, this lockdown has taught us, is that we need to come back and live life truly, love life.
right.
And to me, my goal each and every day I get to wake up, I'm in so much gratitude. I get to wake up. I get to spend another day playing on earth. Just imagine how amazing that is, eh? So
Absolutely.
regardless of the situation or whatever like that, my goal is to live each day to the fullest.
You are.
And yes, there's goals with my business and my personal life and everything like that. But you know what? At the end of the day, my goal is, did I live fully? Did this day matter? And did I love unconditionally? And those are three things I ask myself each day. And the more that you do that, the more the next day is even better. So
Yeah.
that's something that I've always done since the accident. And that's why, like, for me, like, every day is a blessing. So any opportunity I take, and just do as much as possible in that day, because I know what a day is. Because I lost my eyesight in a day. I
Right.
started studying in a day. I had a baby in a day. I got married in a day. There's so much things that could happen, so much blissful things. They could be bad things, it could be good things, but I choose to focus on the good things, and so can each mom. The fact that you're alive today, that is a blessing. And that is the greatest thing that you have right now. Make sure, please, mom, and let me remind you that you got to take care of yourself. We cannot help others from an empty cup. You
Right.
have to take care of yourself, nurture yourself in order so that we together, we can be our best and support one another. And I am a sister and I am a friend, and please feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'm here in any way that I can support you and love you for all that you are. I am here.
Shellyann, bless you for being you, and I'm
Thank
waiting
you so much.
for bringing you here in India and giving you. But I'm telling you, I'm done with this screen. I love hugging people when I get emotional. I get excited. I hug people. And
Yes.
I'm done standing in front of the screen and not being able to hug you moms for whatever beautiful stuff you're getting. And trust me, feel the big tight hug for what you just said, that you're already living your dream. What else? What else? All of us can get inspired from. Shellyann, you count me in, you count this 100 moms in as well for bringing your message out, because you didn't tell us about your dream. So I can't say that we'll help you live your dream because you're already living it. But we all will be there to bring this message out to inspire many moms. And whenever you need a message out, just count on this whole book and the mothers in it, and we will take your message across, right? And many people need to hear that, get inspired, and then live just like you every single day. So I take everything from an interview. I'm taking it from today onwards. I will not say that I'm not living my dream. I'm actually living my dream, but I don't say it. And then you've taught me to say it, that I am, because I am loved so by so many of these moms embracing this book, sending me. I'm living my dream, and I will just, I know it theoretically, but today by meeting you, I've put it in my heart, and I'm going to just learn this, and I'm going to make sure that this learning is attached with your name forever in my life. That she taught me that we're already living our dreams and being thankful. I knew it. I'm from India. Your grandparents are from India. This kind of all stuff in our Gita and everything is already there. We live it, we grow up with it, our ancient wisdom. But today, I've internalized it. So thank you for that. So thank you so much for that, Shellyann.
Thank
And we have
you.
Melanie. Yes, you will have to catch up the replay, and we will have to meet Shellyann. And Shellyann, welcome to the book. I know keeping pictures away
It's an
from the
honor.
painting is too tough. I know that you're itching to go back to your work. You have lots of work to do. So, um,
Busy day today. That's what I love. You know what? It's that I get to enjoy and play before my son comes home, and it's all about him. And then
yes.
interviews in the night again.
Yes. And I'm glad that your child is going to school. Mine are not for 2 years, and I'm really praying they start going to school. My younger one, I don't know when he will go to preschool. He's already 2.5. The older one is missing school for past 2 years, and many of us Indian moms are waiting for the school to start all over again.
You know, it's
But
been
from
hard.
there,
Like I had
yeah,
a week and a half with him online, and it was tough for me to navigate that whole entire thing. Thankfully, it opened, and I believe that the kids need their interaction because he's an only child, and like having the kids and stuff in school, you have amazing teachers, and he just loves it. And I believe that, I hope and pray that all kids get to go back to school soon, and we get all this pandemic is over, because we need back our life. We need to hug each other and meet each other and just embrace life once again.
right. And I think these 100 moms in this book, because I'm saying it, we're going to meet in few months. And I'm not even saying next year. I'm saying in just few months, we all are going to meet. I'm going to make sure we meet, and we're going to beat this COVID thing. And probably the love from this 100 moms, the pulse of the mother will vibrate and the life comes back. We don't know, because I internally feel that mothers have solutions for everything. So maybe they'll open up the world by coming together under one roof in India. And thank you.
Come on, mom, let's go for it.
You're meeting me. I'm telling you. Wait for my hug. I give one good tight hug to each one of you. I see you. I have this very crazy vision every morning, and I just get goosebumps because I wake up and I'm like, I'm getting down the car, and I have these moms one by one, like I'm meeting them, following them, hugging them, crossing the crowd, getting onto the stage, and we all are holding the book up, saying that we did it. We are going to inspire many moms. We are going to have a run for moms happening. I will announce it on my 100th Moms Day. We all are going to run for mothers as well, for homeless moms. So lots coming up. Thank you so much for joining. And I know a lot of people are going to see the replay. Bless you, Shellyann. Welcome to the book. And we already love you.
Thank
So
you
we're
so
going to
much.
only love
And wishing you all the best. And thank you so much for blessing me with the opportunity to be a part of this amazing book, to be a part of all these amazing moms that you've brought together. Thank you for all that you do, Shika, for all the time, your effort, and everything that you have done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to all you amazing moms out there, God bless you. I'm rooting for you. If there's any way, anyhow that I could support you, please reach out to me. We're all in this together.
Yes, we are. I'm going to add you to the messenger group where all the moms are there. We're going to get to say hi to them there. See you. Go back to your painting, create more stuff, and inspire the world. I know. I saw that. Yes, yes, yes. I really want to go. I know you're itching. So I know. I'm going to stop the live. Melanie, thank you for joining. Mandeep, Vilma, and Vilma is saying she's actually not very far from you, and her daughter loves painting. My daughter paints, and this is so close to me. Yeah, so yeah, that's what you mean, Wilma. Probably Wilma will reach out to you. Her daughter is into painting, and that's what she means by saying we are not very far. So probably you're very close to each other where you live. So maybe you get to meet a lot of there are a lot of mothers from EST time as well. So you get to meet more mothers in your area as well. So amazing. So I want to go off live. Just don't go off. I'm just going off. Okay, my yeah.